नमः सर्वेभ्यः। मुण्डकोपनिषदि द्वितीय मुण्डके द्वितीयः खण्डः। अधुना आरभामहे। आविस्सन्निहितं गुहाचरन् नाम महत्पदमत्रैतत्समर्पितम्। एजत्प्राणन् निमिषच्च यदेतद् जानथ सदसद्वरेण्यं परम्। विज्ञानात् यद्वरिष्ठं प्रजानाम् आविस्सन्निहितं गुहाचरन्नाम महत्पदमत्रैतत्समर्पितम्। एजत्प्राणन्निमिषच्च यदेतज्जानथ सदसद्वरेण्यं परम्। विज्ञानाद्यद्वरिष्ठं प्रजानाम् आविस्सन्निहितं गुहाचरन् आविः सन्निहितम् आविः सन्निहितं गुहाचरन् गुहाचरत् नाम महत् महत्पदम् अत्र एतत् समर्पितम् अत्रैतत् समर्पितम्। एजत् प्राणन् एजत् प्राणम् एजत् प्राणम् निमिषत् एजत् प्राणत् निमिषत् च यद् यत् एतत् जानथ सत् असद्वरेण्यं परं विज्ञानाद् प्रजानां वरिष्ठं यत्. So avihi sannihitam, avihi is to be invisible. Avirabhut means become invisible. That is the usual meaning. Avirabhut, avirbhav. Sorry, uh, to become visible actually, or to be, you know, apparent. Avirbhava means to come or to become apparent. Sannihitam. Let me just confirm that with the translation. Bright, shining. Okay, but I think it usually means visible. Avirbhava means to become apparent or pratyaksha. So by that logic, avihi would mean that. Uh, but the translation given below is bright. Anyhow, sannihitam, samyak nihitam, that which is well concealed or fixed or stable. Sannihitam guhacharat nama Mahatpadam atra etat samarpitam. So here has been expounded etat samarpitam atra here, as in these mantras. What is being talked about or what is being offered here? The Mahatpadam is being offered here or talked about. The Mahat, the supreme pada. Pada means a place or a status. The supreme status is being talked about here, which is apparent, which is well concealed. Guhacharat. Guhacharat, I suppose, can mean two things: that which is hidden inside the cave, or which traverses or walks, tiptoes within like a cave in the darkness, or where if you put guha acharat, guha acharat, meaning that which behaves or is like a cave. The Mahatpada, which is like the cave inside our voids, inside our hearts, or that which moves very covertly within ourselves. Tat etat samarpitam ejat pranat nimishat cha. It is ejat, it is moving. Pranat, it is enlivening. And nimishat, it is closing and it is flickering. It is, nimishat literally means something to close off or to close the eyelids. So Nimishat, which is flickering, which is moving, which is enlivening. Yat, that which is enlivening, moving, and flickering. Tat janatha, understand that to be the sad asad varenyam, to be that supreme thing which is worthy of worship even by those things which exist and that which does not exist. Param vijnanad varishtham, because it can be experienced or through experience of many people before me, it is said to be the varishtham prajanam. Prajanam vijnanad varishtham. It is said to be known not only by the rishis but actually by everybody else also, by all living creatures itself or by the Srishti itself. And hence it is the Varishtham. It is this best. It's the so the Varenya is very similar to Varishtha. Right? So these are the superlative forms of the Vru word or Varana, means to choose. That which is the most excellent to be chosen, most worthy of chosen, is both Varenya and the Varishtha. So such Mahat Padam is being talked about here, Samarpitam. This is what I could translate this to be. Let's see if either of you have uh, something more to add or subtract from this. Anything? Okay, let's look at them. And I was not really happy with my own translation here, so let me quickly go through if Shankaracharya has something else to say. It is now explained how the akshara, which is formless, could be known. Avihi, meaning bright or shining as the percipient of sound, etc., according to the Shruti. It shines through its conditions of speech, etc. It is seen in the heart of all living beings appearing there with the attributes of seeing, hearing, thinking, knowing, etc. This Brahman shining is Sannihita. It is well seated in the heart. It is celebrated as the Guha Charan because it moves in the cavity of modes of seeing, hearing, and such. It is Param because it is greater than everything. Oh, sorry, Mahat because it is greater than everything. Padam is because it is reached by all. How is it said to be great? Because it is the Brahman. In the Brahman, all the universe is centered as the various spokes are in the wheel ring of a chariot. Ajat meaning moving, like birds. Pranat as in something which breathes, like animals and such. Having prana, apana and such. Winks or nimeshana means to wink or close the eyes. All that winks and all that does not wink from the force of the particle cha. This is this in which all is centered. O disciple, know that is to be your own Atma, both Sat and Asat. For without it, Sat and Asat, that which has the form and that which does not have form, which is the gross and the subtle, do not exist. Varenyam, covetable, because all objects, it is the only eternal entity. Param is the distinct form or beyond this. This is connected with the expression of knowledge of men through remote, though remote. The meaning is that it is beyond the reach of the worldly knowledge. Vijnanat param, that is how he says. Varishtham, the highest of all, because all that is high, the Brahman is preeminently high, being free from all faults. Okay. So, all in all, this mantra is talking about what this Brahman and why it is so important. In the previous Mundaka, we have seen, let's quickly revise that, where we stopped. We had seen here that the yogi or the yogini who can see that everything around us is verily the same Purusha, which is operating through all actions, through all struggles, all expansiveness, and all efforts at finding that Amrita of that Ananda. They who realize this in their own hearts, in their own core of being, they for surely will tear apart all the knots of confusion and calamity within themselves and throw it away. So they throw caution to wind and they are completely liberated and free. Now, what brings about such a great benefit to this yogi or the yogini is because they have achieved this parampada, and that is being spoken about here to be the greatest achievement possible. Avihi sannihitam. The Rishi is telling it's actually very apparent, I mean, very obvious. Avihi is something like obvious. So obvious, yet it is seated very solidly in every core of being. The Guha, it is it is charat, it is tiptoeing everywhere. This Mahat Padam, Atra etat samarpitam. And he is saying it is here itself. Atra etat samarpitam. Ejat, pranat, and all sorts of phenomena that we are seeing of living creatures or even of non-living creatures, of all these movements and life energies, that is verily the greatest state which even manifest and unmanifest forms crave to seek, to achieve, to migrate towards, and that is verily the best possible thing one can accomplish by all prajas, by all creatures itself. Would you like to add anything?
Question for you.
Yes, please shoot away.
Please. Me. Does it mean steam also? Water vapors, steam?
In Kannada,
Is
yes.
it Kannada?
Yes.
In Kannada, we say avi is like steam, isn't it?
Correct. But in Sanskrita, it
Is that
actually,
right?
the dhatu is avir. The original
Yeah.
dhatu is avir. Because of some
Yeah.
regression of sandhi, this ra goes away and becomes a visarga. So
Yeah.
this
But
is
the
not
meaning.
the same as steam. In Kannada, yes, it is steam, but in Sanskrita, avirbhava means to become manifest or to be,
Manifest.
yeah,
Okay.
to come before the eyes or to become apparent or obvious.
Okay. Is it talking about the human body in here, and then the cave is the heart and the lungs and things like that? I'm a little bit confused with this.
So it is
Where
it
does
is
that
still a
come from?
mystery. It's still a mystery. I mean, for me, it is still a mystery, but I don't think it is really talking about the body because I mean, I understand why you would say so because it is moving, it's breathing, it's winking, and
Because when you breathe,
Hmm.
because of the internal combustion and internal heat and everything, which is not obvious, becomes obvious when you breathe out, and then it comes as army.
Hmm.
That's how I'm a little bit confused.
Yes, Vikramavarya, would you like to add anything?
Yes. I think it's not that it is moving, it is thinking, or it is feeling. It is that in thinking, in moving, in feeling, in blinking, everything it is known.
Hmm.
By it, everything is happening. I think that is what is being said. It's not that this moving and winking and seeing are the same.
Hmm. I see. Now,
So
I
what
personally
is
think it is not
It's something that is like something that is hidden, right?
Yeah.
It is hidden in plain sight.
The reactions are hidden, or thinking is
Not
hidden.
the reactions, not the thinking. The thing on which, with what basis the thinking is happening, that is hidden to the thinking itself. Where is all this experience arising?
Yeah, within your Atma.
Yes, that is being hidden. That is the thing that is hidden. You are not experiencing your Atma because it is not a thing. Yeah, you don't experience it. Rather, it is the basis of all experience.
So it's the Atma which is the Guha here.
Guha means inside, right? That's all it means.
No, I think here Guha refers to the core or the void or the cave. And in Vedanta, when they use this word, they usually use it metaphorically to mean the heart. And here, the heart with the capital H. By that they mean the blankness that we experience where from where thoughts arise. So that blankness is usually referred to as the guha. But yeah, I'm not really sure. I mean, the context does tell that it is talking about the Atma to be the greatest, the Varishtha Prajana, which is Sadasad Varenyam. But why they are giving these Ejat, Pranat, Nimishat in the Shatru Pratyaya form, which means it is as the doer, means that which is moving, that which is breathing, that which is winking and blinking. Tat janatha, know that to be the Sadasat Varenyam, which is the cause of this confusion. Ki, are they talking about then the body? Because the body is the one which is breathing, moving, blinking, and all that.
Not
And the
by its
thought,
own. Okay. Sorry.
and the thought comes from the mind, not from your heart. Sometimes you say, wear your heart over your sleeve, or there's some expression like that.
Hmm.
But where does the thought come from? Thought comes from the mind, isn't it?
Correct.
Not from your heart.
Exactly. They don't mean the biological heart here, the pumping organ, correct? Yes, Vikramarya, you were saying something?
Yeah. I think here, why is it? So when you say that, are they referring to the Sharira? Of course not. It is Avihi is the important thing. It is being. It is becoming Prakasha in all of these things.
Hmm.
So which is indirectly your prana.
No, Prana is also appearing in this. So you would go one more step beyond Prana.
So the idea here is now there are two contesting views. Ki, are they talking about the body or something which is the Atma? What is colloquially referred to as the Atma? There's a supporting case to be made for that. Uh, but Vikramavirya, but the reason why she is raising this important question is because why would then they have used the word ejat as in the that which moves, that which breathes, and so on. But yeah, to support your case, it will definitely not be the Sharira because it is not Sad Asad Varinyam because the body is definitely having a form and existing. So it cannot be the Sad Asad Varinyam, that which is worthy of worship by even both form and non-form, I mean, existing and non-existent forms. And it is certainly not Mahat Padam Atra Etat Samarpitam. It is the supreme pada because it is moving within the heart. So the body cannot move within the void, right? The body is, you can at most say it is a container of this voidness. So there are I mean, to reconcile both these views, I can just say, maybe I'm just guessing that like he's saying we should not take literally the pranat, nimishat, and ejat to literally mean the kartru form, but they're just some arsha prayoga to mean through movements, through breathing, and through blinking and any other such bodily actions. Uh, Janatha, through even while we continue to ejat, pranat, and nimishat, try to understand is what Janatha literally means. Know. Start knowing, start comprehending that itself while you are ejat, pranat, and nimishat. But good, interesting discussion. Let's move ahead. Let's see if we find something more in the upcoming verses. Yadarchimadyad anubhyo च यस्मिन् लोका निहिता लोकिनश्च तदेतदक्षरं ब्रह्म सप्राणस्तदुवाङ्मनः तदेतत्सत्यं तदमृतं तद्वेद्धव्यं सौम्य विद्धि यदर्चिमद्यद् अणुभ्योऽणु च यस्मिन् लोका निहिता लोकिनश्च यदेतदक्षरं ब्रह्म सप्राणस्तदुवाङ्मनः तदेतत्सत्यं तदमृतं Tadvedhavyam somya vidhi. Yat, okay, would you like to break down the sandhi?
आं महोदय यत् अर्चिम् अद्यदणु
Yat archimat. Yat archimat.
अर्चिमत् अणुभ्यो अणुः
Yat
अणुभ्यः
anubhyo.
अणुः अणुभ्यः अणुः च अस्मिन् लोका अस्मिन् लोका अनिहिता
अस्मिन् लोकिनः च लोका अनिहिता.
लोकिनश्च एवं तत् एतत् अक्षरं ब्रह्म स प्राणः तत् उ वाङ्मनः वाक्मनः तत् एतत् सत्यं तत् अमृतं तत् वेद्धव्यं सौम्य विद्धि किं सौम्य
Somya iti is just like a vatsa. It's a cordial way of addressing like any person. Somya, one who is beautiful, one who is soft, like a shishya.
यस्य सौमत्वं सः सौम्यः सः तत्तु सौम्यः
Atra somya means soma iva. Somaha iva. One who is like a moon. So very soft, caring, tender, or something like that. But it is usually used to just mean like a vatsa. It's not very literal.
अस्तु महोदय
कः अर्थः स्यात् अत्र? Can you guess?
सौम्य तद्विद्धि तद् किं विद्धि तत् अमृतं विद्धि तत् सत्यं विद्धि तद् ब्रह्म अक्षरं सः ब्रह्म अक्षरं तत् प्राणः तत् वाङ्मनः तदेव विद्धि लोकिनश्च लोका निहिता यदस्ति तद्विद्धि the thing that is invisible to both the people of the loka and the loka itself. And anubhyu anuhu, it is the smallest among the smallest. Yet archim ityukte aham न जानामि किं तस्य अर्थः महोदय
Agni. Archi is Agni or flames.
तदग्निः
Yat, that which is Archimat, that which has flames, meaning that which is Agni, or as in that which has energy. Yat Anubhyaha Anu, that which is the smallest of all particles, the finest particle that we can think of. Yasmin, in which Loka Nihitaha Lokinaha cha Santi, in that where things which are beyond the loka, which are not in lokas, and that which is within the loka is both there. Means think of a blank canvas. Think of these spheres to be the lokas. So lokinaha is something which is inside the loka, and loka anihita is that which is situated outside the loka. So everything that is A and A complement within the set and outside the set, loka nihita lokinascha tat eva tat aksharam brahma iti viddhi, that which is expansive, that which is indestructible, that which is the prana, the life itself, that which is both the thought, vak, and manaha. Usually in Vedanta, they use this vak and manaha to mean thought, buddhi, and the mind, because sometimes the word vak is not literally just human speech, but the thoughts which come from the buddhi are usually attributed to vak. So manaha and buddhi, that which senses, that which emotes is the manas, that which thinks and converses and rationalizes is the vak. Prana, of course, is the physiological energy. Tat etat satyam. Now, this is what is called the satya, which has been spoken about so long. Tat amritam, tat vedhavyam. That must be achieved, that must be pierced. Somya vidhi. O Somya, O disciple, understand this. Okay. Anything else that he wants to add? Let me quickly gloss through it. Vedhavyam is interesting. He says that which should be seized by the mind. Vedhana means to pierce. Vedhavyam. It's not it's not Vedyam. It is Vedhavyam. It must be seized by the mind. It must be solidly grasped by the mind. The meaning is that the mind should be concentrated upon the Brahman. This being so, O good-looking youth, strike that. Concentrate your mind upon that Brahman. Vedhavyam. What do you guys think?
Samyak asti Mahodaya.
Ajay, would you like to add anything?
It's an answer to the previous, the questions that were raised from the previous mantra.
Yes, it certainly is not then the Sharira, it is the Aksharam Brahma, that which is also the prana itself, that which is also the manas and the vak itself, and that which, in which all the lokas and things which are beyond lokas also situated. Tadetat satyam, tad amritam, tad vedhavyam, somya vidhi. So now the Rishi here, if you remember, it was the Angiras who started talking about all of this. He began with a very pessimistic or rather hopeless, nihilistic view that this Brahman cannot be achieved, it can be grasped, etc., etc. And he repeated that for so many verses all throughout the first Mundaka. But now he is slightly changing gears and instilling back the hope, and by saying first that Tad Vedhavyam, you must grasp it. And how? He's giving more examples now. धनुर्गृहीत्वोपनिषदं महास्त्रं शरं ह्युपासानिशितं सन्धयेत आयम्य तद्भावगतेन चेतसा लक्ष्यं तदेवाक्षरं सौम्य विद्धि धनुर्गृहीत्वोपनिषदं महास्त्रं शरं ह्युपासानिशितं सन्धयेत आयम्य तद्भावगतेन चेतसा लक्ष्यं तदेवाक्षरं सौम्य विद्धि. Would you like to break this down?
Dhanuhu gruhitva Upanishadam mahastram sharam shubhashi upasa anishitam.
Upasa means upasana. Upasa nishitam. That which has been fine-tuned, vetted by upasana.
Upasa nishitam sandhayita. Sandhikuru iti. Remember? Ayamya tat bhavagatena चेतसा लक्ष्यम तदेव अक्षरम सौम्य विद्धि. So he's saying that take that upasana, what is it? Upanishad nama dhanush. Upanishad mahastram. Upanishad nama mahastram sharam. Svikritya. Upasana Nishita Sandhaita. Samsandhaita. I see. So the Dhanush is the Upanishad, while the Shara is the is the Upasana. Correct? Ayamya means Kamika.
Ayamya is pull the thread. Ayamana is to
So
pull.
Ayamya. Oh, to pull. Ayamya tat bhavagateena. In that tad bhava, chetasa tad bhavagateena chetasa lakshyam tadeva aksharam. Tadeva lakshyam somya vidhi. Vidhi means to pierce it.
So there's a bull's eye here, which is the Brahman. Aksharam. Ayamya tad bhavagateya chetasa. No, it is not actually very clear here if it is what the Shara is. Dhanur grahitva Upanishadam eva dhanuhu iti grahitva. You can consider the Upanishad, all of what this teaching is, as something to start on. Upanishadam mahastram iti grihitva dhanuhu sharam hi upasa nishitam. So I would say the arrow here is the mind itself. The mind itself. Upasa nishitam, that mind which has been focused by repeated practice. Upasa nishitam, which has been sharpened by continually dwelling on it. Sandhayita, put the arrow on, or load the arrow onto the bow. Ayamya, pull the string. By how am I pulling the string? Using my own mind, chetasa, my consciousness, which is tadbhavagatena, which has dissolved into tadbhava, which has dissolved into the meditation of the same object itself. Lakshyam, the target. Lakshyam tad eva aksharam. So what is the target here? It is the akshara itself. Hey Somya, vidhi, pierce it, strike the target, release the arrow and let it go. Wonderful analogy is being drawn here. So all in all, it just means let's start focusing our mind, disciplining our mind, and using whatever teaching here as just something to keep our mind about. We'll have to finally let go of the Upanishad also, like how the arrow lets go of the Dhanush. It lets its parent away, right? So it moves away from what it started off. And the target should always remain the Akshara, that which is indestructible, the supreme goal. Using the Chetasa, which is Tadbhava Gatena, which is ever immersed in that Lakshyam only, ever immersed in thinking about the target alone, one must attack it. One must mark it and hit it. So, Upasa Nishitam, pointed by constant meditation, having drawn the mind and senses from the external objects and bending, concentrating them upon the mark. For the bow here cannot be bent by the hand, hit the mark. The immortal Brahman, above defined with thy mind, O good looking, engrossed by the meditation upon. That's it. So it's just the same thing. The mind must be absolutely focused upon the Brahman alone, and it must be sharpened repeatedly by upasa. Upasa is practice, and the Dhanush is the Upanishad. We must take it as a starting point to keep our minds, it needs something to anchor itself to. But then we'll have to finally let the arrow lets go of the bow. The mind will automatically let go of the language of the Upanishad too. What do you guys think?
It's very similar to that analogy. I don't know if you've heard it, where somebody is trying to explain what it means to be enlightened. And it's like pointing at the moon. As long as the disciple keeps on looking at the finger and not at the moon, he won't see the moon. So the Upanishad is like the finger which is pointing towards the ultimate thing. And then until and unless we turn our gaze in the direction it is pointing towards, we won't be able to see it for ourselves.
Correct. Wonderful. Anything else?
Did they ever have any other kind of life apart from constantly thinking about God and Brahma and Akshara and so things? And there has been nothing else mentioned about any other thing in human life. I'm getting very skeptical about this, and it's getting complicated for me. So who used to feed them? How did they used to spend their life? Did they ever do anything apart from constantly thinking about it? Were they psychic people or psychiatric people? Were they mad or were they extremely intelligent, like Einstein's?
Usually people who are extremely intelligent seem mad, right? We have seen enough examples of Albert Einstein and other such people.
There's
Very popular.
response of, was there any, what this is all applying to any human being? Does it apply to your child? Does it apply to your woman? Or does it apply only to the men who used to go into forests and sit or gurukulas and sit and meditate? Who used to feed them? Who used to cook for them? There's nothing else apart from this, about any other life. I'm sorry, I'm thinking completely in a wrong direction.
No, it's not really wrong, Arya. I welcome it. To answer the question, I feel, to best of my knowledge, they were usually sorted with their lives. So they have come to, the story began with Mahashala Shaunaka, who having already gone through his phases of life, earned enough money, and he has set his, mm, you know, he has set something around him in motion, which will ensure that he still, makes 3 square meals in a day, and he doesn't have to fight for clothes and roof above his head, etc. Even the rishis, if we were to think of at least the Puranic imagery that comes to our mind, that they did used to, prepare food, they used to farm, or like very wandering mendicants, who are called as the Parivarajakas, they used to go from house to house, or the more extreme, severe sadhakas who just roam around in the forest, eating whatever they could find. So, I am not really sure much of their livelihood, because the topic here of discussion is, it's assumed that people have already met their basic physiological, and there's something called as the Maslow's pyramid, right? So I think you're aware that there are certain levels of hierarchy of needs. So this Upanishad is concerned itself with the people who are already sated with all the other lower needs, either voluntarily have given them up, or their lifestyle is taken care of. And now, what is the next step? That is what is being talked about here. So, a very important question. It's not at all wrong. It's wonderful to be skeptical too. But I would say this is the answer I could think of. And the subject matter here is literally, everywhere it is all the neuter gender. So it has nothing to do with gender at all, or kids, age, sex, religion, caste, whatever. It's open to all, and it was made clear at the beginning also that, you know, the mind, which is to know the Brahman. So the mind literally has no genitals, and so you can't really classify it, or guard or police people of other genders, etc., from reaching it. This is completely a no, gender neutral, caste neutral. mm, I would even say creature neutral, open to all living beings. Vikramarya has raised his hand. Yes.
Yes, I have a slightly related take on this. It's just that it's not that they were not doing anything else. It was that they were doing everything else, but they were also, with this knowledge, using this knowledge as the Dhanush, as you were saying, as the mantra says, we see that everything in our lives is truly, verily that one thing. And it's not that you are giving up work, it is that you are doing work. And you are feeding yourself, you are doing all kinds of things that you have to do in order to live. While doing that, you recognize the truth that is beyond this gross existence. That's what I would say.
Yeah, so it is nothing but like in Bhagavad Gita, Karma Yoga. By doing the Karma Yoga, you achieve a lot of the things.
Exactly. So actually, in fact, the Bhagavad Gita itself is it's like a summarization of all these Upanishads.
Yeah, who copied who? What was the original thing? Bhagavad Gita copied these people?
There is no copying. Both are from the same Bhagavad. So the Upanishads are gotten from Bhagavad because they are the part of Vedas. They are also Apaurushaya. Because Bhagavad Gita is being told by Bhagavan himself, that is also Apaurushaya. So both are the same source. So there is no copying involved.
So this is how religion and sub-religion and sub-sex and sub-caste and sub-everything arose. Sorry, I'm going.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
Yeah, sorry about that. Thank you.
Let us move ahead. Now, the answer, I mean, it has been, I mean, I don't think there's any one answer, but I would say even if people did not work, that is, if they chose a reclusive lifestyle, there is actually, the question is partly irrelevant because any work that we may do in the world is somehow limited, and this Upanishad is being talked to people who are already exhausted and happy with, I mean, they're already done with those phases of their life where, they have really found no meaning and no zeal to work something very passionately about. I would think that doesn't mean it will make them handicapped to do any more work, but it is being talked to people, I would imagine, where they are not really happy with, or they're not getting the fulfillment of their life through work alone. So it's then a matter of choice whether they choose to go into the forests and live very modestly, or to still remain in the world and take care of their dependents and still continue to play the role that society has assigned them. I think I would say it is a matter of choice.
Also, Mahodaya, one more thing is just as Krishna says, this is what I remembered from our discussion. Even those who are doing nothing at all, there is action and inaction and inaction and action, as he says it. So, is there anybody who is truly doing nothing at all?
Correct. Shall we proceed ahead, Shantarya?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, sorry, I went off the track.
No worries. These are very important questions. I really love it. Okay. प्रणवो धनुषरो ह्यात्मा ब्रह्म तल्लक्ष्यमुच्यते अप्रमत्तेन वेद्धव्यं शरवत्तन्मयो भवेत् प्रणवो धनुषरो ह्यात्मा ब्रह्म तल्लक्ष्यमुच्यते अप्रमत्तेन वेद्धव्यं शरवत्तन्मयो भवेत्
प्रणवः धनुः शरः हि आत्मा ब्रह्म तद् लक्ष्यम् उच्यते अप्रमत्तेन वेद्धव्यम् शरवत् अन्मयः भवेत्. So, I think here the Atma is referring to the mind and its other things that are associated with mind. That is what I think. And Atma is the Dhanush. It's the Shara, it's the arrow. While what is the Dhanush? Pranavaha Dhanu. By making use of Omkara as the Dhanush, one aims their mind towards that Brahma. And apramatena, carefully, vedhavyam, it needs to be shattered or it needs to be pierced. शरवत् अन्मयः भवेत्. किम् अन्मयः इति किं महोदय?
न न तन्मयः.
तन्मयः वा? शरवत् तन्मयः भवेत्. किमर्थं तस्य तन्मयः भवेत् इत्युक्ते तत् मयः भवति आत्मा इति. आत्मा इत्युक्ते अत्र मनः.
मनः. The exactly like you said, Atma yati yat manaha asti, tat means what we consider to be the self, what we think of the self with all its ego, the faculties and memory and all of that, what we would think to be the limited self. Atma, Sharaha, Pranavaha, Dhanuhu, using the Omkara as the starting point, as something, as a foundation to anchor ourselves, to tether ourselves to initially. Brahma tal lakshyam, and the target again remains Brahma. Apramattena vedhavyam, and we must release the arrow and pierce it by not swerving away, by not being, intoxicated is what the literal meaning of pramatta is, or in other contexts, pramada just means a mistake. So without making a mistake, one must pierce. Unmistakably, the arrow must pierce the Brahman. And just as an arrow doesn't just fall off after hitting the target, it stays there, it stays latched there. Tatha tanmayaha bhaved. It must completely get latched there and become one with the target itself. So, a very pretty straightforward but beautifully illustrated analogy of what the Vedana here refers to. So if you look at how this is different from the previous verse, in the previous verse we made Upanishad the Dhanush. And now we have gone one step forward where the mind, if it is even highly purified, you don't even need the Upanishads. You just need the Pranava. You just need the Mantropasana itself to be the Dhanush, to be the starting point, and the meditation on that Pranava, which is more well enunciated in another sister Upanishad called the Mandukya, using that itself as the tether. The mind is shot like a rocket into the space of Brahman and where it dissolves. Then anything else here? Just as the success of the arrow is it's becoming one with the mark, so the fruit here achieved is the Atman becoming one with the immortal Brahman by the dispelling of the notion of the body, which is the Atman. So the success is if the arrow no longer remains an arrow. As long as the arrow is useful, it is actually not successful. No, it's something very paradoxical. You cannot use an arrow which has already hit the target. Only then is it successful. But then it has lost its sharpness and so on. And as so long as it is still in the bow, it is definitely useful, very efficient, and all of that. It has a lot of potential, but it's actually in a way useless because the fruit of the purpose of arrow is to meet its target. So the inevitably, unavoidably, the Atma, when it reaches the Brahman, loses its own identity and therefore its own limitations and usefulness, limited material usefulness. What do you guys think? Anything else, Arya?
No, thank you.
Yasmin द्यौः पृथिवी चान्तरिक्षमोतं मनः सह प्राणैश्च सर्वैः तमेवैकं जानथ आत्मानम् अन्या वाचो विमुञ्चथामृतस्यैष सेतुः यस्मिन् द्यौः पृथिवी चान्तरिक्षमोतं मनः सह प्राणैश्च सर्वैः तमेवैकं जानथ आत्मानम् अन्या वाचो विमुञ्चथामृतस्यैष सेतुः.
अमृतस्य एष सेतुः. कः सेतुः? कः सेतुः इत्युक्ते यः यस्मिन् द्यौः पृथिवी अन्तरिक्षम् ओतं मनः सह प्राणैश्च सर्वैः ओतं तम् एव एकं जानथ आत्मानम् अन्यावाचः विमुञ्चथ अमृतस्यैष सेतुः तदेव अमृतस्य सेतुः भवति सेतुः इत्युक्ते ब्रिड्ज् इति वा महोदय
The path
by
or a
giving up
bridge.
on other speech
Hmm.
and only aiming towards that Brahma, which is the basis of existence of Antariksha, Prithvi, and Akasha. Also, Mana, along with Prana and everything else. Tam ekameva janatha. No, that one alone. Atmanam, that is just Atma only. Atmanam janatha. Know yourself. Atmanam janatha. Anya vachaha vimunchatha. Give up all other speech.
Adbhutam. So nothing else remains for me to add. Exactly like he said. So anya vachaha vimunchatha. Let go of every other thought, expression, and speech. His more politely saying just to shut up. Anya vachaha vimunchatha. Give up all other thought, expression, and speech, and just janatha. Just know oneself. Atmanam, which is that which is the ekam, which is one, which has otam, in which has threaded into, it's like a cloth, into which has been threaded the dyau, prithvi, antariksham, mana, pranaihi, and everything else. So all of that has been ota, has been weaved into that atma. So just know that itself. Because what else is there to speak? Anya vacha what else is there to speak when everything which can be possible has been absorbed into that one thing itself? So knowing that one thing would lead to knowing every other thing indirectly. So this is in a way the answer to Shaunaka's question. And Amritasya. So what do I get out of this? Okay, let me stop talking. Let me stop, this session, and we'll all just shut down. And then do what? We'll then start thinking in our minds. We'll talk in our minds. The next
That
question
will
is,
also stop.
huh?
We have to stop that as well.
Yes,
That is also a talk.
that is also a talk, exactly. So, so for talk to be stopped, we'll need no two people. Only when there are two people, we will have talk. So it is again pointing it back to the eka, where with being truly alone, one can have no conversation, not even in the mind. So, Amritasya eshaha eva setuhu. A very beautiful poetic verse, one of my favorites from this. Anything else you would like to add, either of you? Or add or subtract, question, dissent? Anything is allowed?
It's wonderful, actually. No. What does Shankaracharya say about this? Does he add anything more?
As the immortal, let me quickly glance through. As the immortal cannot be grasped by the mind, the repetition is for the purpose of making it more easily cognizable. He, which is the immortal Brahman, in whom Dyau, Antariksha, Manas, all the other instruments, as the one, the support of all, the Atma, the internal principle of ourselves and all living beings, having known that, leave off all other speech of the nature of Apara Vidya. Just chuck it, bin it all. And all karma with their aids elucidated by it. The knowledge of the Atma is the road to the attainment of emancipation. Amritasya setuhu, the bridge as it were, for this crossing the ocean of samsara. Another Shruti says, having known him thus, one travels beyond death. There is no other path to emancipation. Nanyaf pantha vidyate ayanaya.
किम् अत्र अयनाय इत्युक्ते किं महोदय?
Ayanam ityukte traveling. Anyaha pantha ayanaya na vidyate. There is no other way to travel, no other way to reach the destination. There is no path at all. Iti manye.
Yeah. What is emancipation?
Emancipation in English means like
Freedom.
salvation, freedom. Yeah.
Oh, I see.
We'll just do one more because the next one is also quite fascinating. Ara iva rathanabha. अरा इव रथनाभौ संहता यत्र नाड्यः स एषोऽन्तश्चरते बहुधा जायमानः ओमित्येवं ध्यायथ आत्मानं स्वस्तिवः पाराय तमसः परस्तात् अरा इव रथनाभौ संहता यत्र नाड्यः स एषोऽन्तश्चरते बहुधा जायमानः ओमित्येवं ध्यायथ आत्मानं स्वस्तिवः पाराय तमसः परस्तात्
I think it's already, there is not much of Sandhi Vichheda needed. Kim ara iti kim mahode?
Araha is the spokes of a wheel.
Oh. Araha iva rathanabhau. Rathasya nabhau araha iva. Araha iva. Samhataha. Samhata yatra nadyaha. Saha eshaha antascharate. Antaha charate. Bahudha jayamanaha. Umiti evam dhyayatha atmanam swasti. Vah paraya tamasaha parastadu. Kim etat paraya iti?
Para is to cross. Tamasah parastat paraya vaha swasti astu. He's saying good luck. He's saying good luck to all of you for crossing over this beyond this tamas, beyond this ignorance, this darkness. So in all, he's saying araha iva rathanabhau. So just as you see the spokes and axle, which are the navel, meaning the navel here means the karana or the point of origin of the ratha. So you have seen these spokes, and in today's terms, we can think of these to be the silencer and other such pipes which go underneath the car and other vehicles. Just as they are present, tatha, and which are most important, and you can remove away the paraphernalia of the ratha and it will still remain a ratha. But you remove any of these axles and spokes and it is no longer a ratha. Similarly, the nadya, all the nadis of the body, the the yogic neurons, you could say, all nerves, all of them where they meet together, samhataha, where they meet, where they congregate together, that place, yatra saha eshaha antascharate, at that place, in the intersection of this cobweb of nerves, the neural endings, antascharate, inside that it is tiptoeing and it is walking, it is freely walking like in a park. Bahudha jayamanaha, it is at the same time you can't really catch it because bahudha jayamanaha, it is, and every moment presently, sorry, at the present, every time it's becoming plural. Bahudha jayamanaha, it is becoming very diverse and diverse, like a shapeshifter. It's changing its form. And so in such a case, what do I do? Om iti evam dhyayatha. Therefore, the only way, not the only, but he is suggesting one of the ways is Om iti evam dhyayatha. Think of that itself to be the Om, which again is elucidated in other Upanishad. But Om iti evam dhyayatha. Start meditating on this to be the Atma, to be the self itself. And swasti vaha. There's a comma here. So then you do, he's saying, good luck to you on this journey, O disciple. because you will now be embarking on the journey of crossing over this darkness which will come to you very soon, and I'll meet you on the other shore. Paraya parastat tamasaha iti.
No, it's not that darkness is going to come.
Hmm.
He's saying you're already in darkness.
Ah.
Try and get out. Good luck to you.
Good luck to you.
Also, the
Hmm.
previous few mantras have been like they are very very similar in meaning to what Dhruva says. He says, Yontah pravishya vachamimam prasuptam sanjeevayathyakhila shakti dharasvadhamna अन्यांश्च हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यम्.
Could you elucidate that?
Again, it's the same thing. Yaha antaha pravishya, the one who going into me, having gone inside, mama vacham imam prasuptam, the one who has awakened this vak that I'm speaking right now, sanjeevayati, makes it, brings it to life. Sakala shakti dharaha swadhamna, by his own light, he is Sakala Shakti Dharaha, Akhila Shakti Dharaha. He has unlimited powers. Anyashta Hasta Charana Shravana Tvagadin Pranan. Not only just the Vak, Vachamimam Prasuptam Sanjeevayati is fine. Not only just Vak. Anyashta Hasta Charana Shravana Tvagadin Pranan. Tan Sarvanyapi Sanjeevayati. Namo Bhagavate Purushaya Tubhyam. To that Purusha, I do Namaskar.
Sundaram. Samichinam.
Etadvai Tadvamaho.
Etadvai tat. Saha eshaha. Sa eshaha. He is, I mean, in Sanskrit, I mean, you can't really translate it to in English because there is only one he in English. But saha means that person or that entity is this. Saha eshaha. Antascharate bahudha jayamanaha. Because it's very interesting how something which is present at the cusp of all the nadis, which is there in the microcosm, within the body, which is what he's saying as all the prana, vak, and all of that. At the end of this knot, there is something. And the beauty or the philosophical paradox is Antascharate, the same thing which is governing the entire universe, also exists through this small portal where all the Nadya have collected. So the same identity which we assert to be the Atma is ultimately the Brahman. This is the fundamental tenet of Advaita. Right? So if one were to follow back all of these nadis and go to their source, and that would in fact be the Bahudha Jayamanaha Brahma, that which becomes manifest through a myriad forms and myriad ways. That itself is that. And the way is Om iti evam dhyayatha atmanam. Think of the Atman because we can't really think of the Brahman. So Om iti evam atmanam dhyayatha. Use Om as the support and start introspecting, self-introspecting. And then good luck to you. You will now cross the darkness and meet you on the other side.
So here again, he's referring to the body indirectly, isn't he? Talking about the nadis and...
Yes.
So it has been flitting in and out of body system, body, mind and soul.
Can you repeat that? I didn't catch your point.
Now, body, mind and soul, he has been flitting in and out. So in this shloka, if he has been sort of referring to body, Nadya, huh? So those are the channels. Say it could be neural channel or vascular channel. And then Atma is the soul. And So they have been constantly going in and out of the body system. That's what I feel.
Mm.
The mind and soul is not going to exist without the body.
No. It's the other way around. But ma'am, I think they are continuously referring back to body because it is immediately visible to us. It is in the immediate experience. That's what I believe.
I do understand that. I do understand. Body is the visible. And the neural channels and vascular channels are visible. Mind is visible to oneself. And the soul is not visible to nobody. Even to yourself. You should imagine.
No, you know that you exist, right? That is what it is. The soul is this, the thing that is the sakshi, the thing that you are having all these experiences, and the one who is the basis of all these experiences is that. What else is there? It's not really an imagination per se. I would not really call it an imagination. Of course, you can disagree with me.
I would say now it gets a little tricky, though what he is telling is I do agree to some extent, because usually we define, if you look at it carefully, the Vedanta defines Atma to be the Aham Spurana, that through which we keep asserting I, and so on. But that territory is quite murky, I would say, because if that were to be solidly defined, then the question of how would the cosmic entity which have been calling as Yasmin Dyauhu, all the sky, earth, everything is woven into it. How will that Brahman be equivalent or equal to this? So that is one question I still have in the light of this discussion. But what do you think about this, Trivikramarya?
Yeah, I agree. So I think ultimately one needs to see for oneself that either you do this, either you show that there is no this individual separate I, which is what Buddhists do. Their practice is all about observing the mind continuously. And as we keep on observing it, they see that everything it does, everything it says, and all the ahankara related thoughts that it has, they keep on changing and fluctuating. They observe it very, very closely. And then they declare that whatever you think you are, there is nothing like that. It does not exist at all. Which is actually just the other side of the same coin as what Advaita Vedanta is saying. In the sense that we are basically saying that the thing that you think is me or I is not this ahankara based thing. It is further beyond that. So it's not that I am doing this, I am doing that. It's not the I am doing. Remove the doing, remove the I. The am that is there in the middle. That is what you are. It's not. It cannot be really put in words. Also, words are failing me. I don't know how to express this further.
Interesting. Remove the I, remove the do. The am is the Atma. The am in the Atma is the am.
And that amness is everywhere. The being, the existence itself. Right. That is the definition. The chit. The sat and chit.
Right.
It's not really murky. It's murky when you conflate the concepts of ahankara and this underlying existence itself.
Interesting. No, I think it is murky in the sense that how would this, I agree, let's say I did discover that beyond the I and there is this am. But now the Upanishad seems to be asserting that that is the same as the Brahman, which has been defined earlier to be the cause of the universe, into which everything goes back. And that's to me seems like a wonderful, but yet something beyond my reach to even conceptually grasp.
It's true because this amness, this being, this existence is everywhere. It's not just in you. Everything that right now that you can see and not see has existed. And that is what they see. That is what they are pointing to. And they're basically saying that all of this universe is ultimately based out of existence itself. And you are not different from that existence. So that's what I would say. But yeah, it's hard to grasp. I agree with you.
Sadhu. Let's look at quickly what Shankaracharya says before we wrap this up. Within the heart, where all the nerve endings running through the body meet together, the Atman spoken of dwells within as the witness of the states of consciousness, as it were, being variously born by the modification of the mind, etc. When in the world they say he has become angry, he has become joyful, according to the conditions of the internal sense, meditate upon the Atman, having the syllable Om as your support and imagining as stated. And it has been said, the preceptor who knows must instruct the disciples. The disciples are those who, being desirous to acquire the knowledge of the Brahman, have renounced karma and taken the road to emancipation. The preceptor, given his benediction that they may attain the Brahman without hindrance, swasti vaha paraya, let him be without hindrance to your reaching the other shore. Parastat, beyond that. Beyond what? Beyond the darkness of ignorance. Excuse me. For the realization of the true nature of Atman, devoid of ignorance. He who should be reached after crossing the ocean of samsara and who has been a subject of the Paravidya, which was started with the first Mundaka. So interesting to see that how he has roped in many of the points we were making of become and the Om to be the support and good luck. He's interpreting this because it is the duty of the Guru, as we saw in an earlier verse, that the Shrotriya and the Brahmanishtha Guru must give the Upadesha to the eligible and aptly qualified student who has come to him. So there is a certain benediction, he's saying. The swastivaha, the good luck, the blessing, the wishing that he's doing is significant, that there is a certain personal agenda, the personal achievement of the guru also in fulfilling his own duties, his or her own duties, by helping the student get some a pointer of that direction. Everything else we have covered through our own discussion here. Astu, let's stop here. We'll do a quick 4-minute meditation and then.
Can you read the Shanti Mantra, Mahoday?
Shanti Mantra for the Upanishad?
Yes.
I'm not really sure what is the actual Shanti Mantra for this Upanishad. You can tell me whichever
I think it is the Sahana Vavatu only because it's from Sarva Veda.
Oh, okay. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.